Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. I don't know why I thought there was more on that introduction. That kind of threw me off. I don't know why. Welcome back. It is 6:07, Wednesday, April 27th, 47 degrees up to 55. I can't tell if I'm a little off my game because I'm a little tired or because I'm a little hungry or because I'm a little tired and hungry. But you know what? I think that's the perfect segue anyway, because fortunately for me, we may have someone on the phone who can help me with that. So we have Caity Liptak, registered dietitian, Ocean Medical Center. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm tired and hungry. Other than that, I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm good. It's early for me, but I'm waking up myself. So.
Oh, good for you. Okay, so registered dietitian at Ocean Medical Center. That's so you eat pretty healthy, huh?
As a registered dietitian, I hear that often, and my friends are always laughing at me when they see me eating a lot of pizza or something like that. But the key is everything in moderation, right?
Yeah. No, listen, I'm already having a better time with this conversation than I thought, because I thought you were going to say you ate kale and sprouts, and that wasn't going to be fantastic. Okay. So do people look to you kind of for a quick and easy fix for a dieting standpoint? So, I mean, what do you do? When you talk about moderation?
Yeah, of course. So I always find that the question comes up, what can I do that's going to make me healthy? And we're always looking for a quick and easy fix, frankly. But my advice is that really there is no quick and easy fix, because if it was available, we'd all be doing it. So, when I talk to people about eating healthy or making healthy lifestyle changes, it's really about making changes to things that are realistic and also easy for you to do, so you don't get overwhelmed and discouraged and say, oh, forget this, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Right. So what does that look like? Because I know, like, when I was a kid, we had the food pyramid, right, which was like, I don't know, you eat like, there's a foundation of this kind of food, and, you got to eat from your food groups and blah, blah, blah. So now there's something called My Plate. And so what is that?
Yeah, so this kind of builds off that moderation word. My Plate was designed as a visual tool to kind of put all those dietary recommendations we keep hearing about into a way that it's easy for most people to understand and for you to apply when you're, say, out at a restaurant and you're like, oh, gosh, I don't know what I should be doing here. Basically, it divides the plate up into 4 different parts, and then it focuses on the recommendations of lean meats, whole grains, making half of your plate fruits and vegetables to help control portion sizes of different things that maybe aren't the best options for us at the time, or we shouldn't be overindulging in all the time.
Gotcha. So what do you recommend as far as like big meals versus, I hear a lot about the small like snacks and eat often?
Yeah. I work at Ocean Medical Center and I cover the Rehabilitation Center, Shore Rehab Institute primarily. And over there I do a lot of education of like, okay, when you go home, like this is what I want you to try to do with your diet to stay healthy. So I usually recommend about 3 larger but not big meals. So I would say moderate-sized meals, and then filling up the rest of the day with snacks. So 3 meals, 3 snacks a day. It helps keep it nice and balanced. So, people look at me and they'll be like, that's a lot of food. I don't know what you're talking about. So I tell them, it's not necessarily that you should be eating a really big breakfast and then having a snack. You have a balanced breakfast, a smaller snack. That way you're not overindulging on lunch or skipping lunch altogether and then really eating a lot at dinner. Because that's where we can make the mistake and, then we're ending up like, oh, gosh, I didn't do the correct thing. I didn't choose the right food or whatever the issue might be.
Right. But it does seem like a lot of work, though, because you got to like I know for me, in the middle of my day, I don't know that I'm thinking about, boy, I should really go grab a snack, or I should I should eat that apple that I packed in my Spider-Man lunchbox. I mean, do you kind of do you feel like you have to kind of plan it out?
Yeah, this is always a difficult thing because I'm an extreme planner. Anybody who knows me knows I have a list for my list that I have to do. But, planning really helps you create a meal plan, I guess you could say, or, how you're going to eat throughout the day that's going to be thought out, and you're not going to be making impulsive choices. I know that if I didn't plan out my meal and I walked into my cafeteria and I saw the chicken tenders there with the French fries and I had a stressful morning, that's probably what I'm going to choose. But if I walk into a situation, whether it's a restaurant or lunchtime, and I say, okay, I have my salad with my grilled chicken and my fruit and, my nice balanced meal, that I'm going to be making better choices and feel better about it in the long run.
All right. Okay. Well, it does. I'm with you. I'm a planner too, but it still sounds like work to me. First of all, we've gone off track here because, Caity, I always want to understand how folks end up in the vocation that they've chosen. So how does one's path take them to the world of dietitians?
This is such an interesting profession. We have people from, who are it's their first career, they're just starting out. And then, I like to say that I'm probably one of those examples of the people who are non-traditional, but I worked for 2 years in marketing, and then I decided, this isn't really what I want to be doing. And, it's funny how you come to the things you come to, because I actually had a friend look at me and say, have you ever thought about being a dietitian? Like, I always come to you for advice about eating healthy, and you really like to be fit and well. And I said, you know what, I don't even know what that is. So I looked into it, and I was like, oh, my gosh, this is exactly what I want. So I pursued it, and here I am today. And, I'm getting my master's. I'll be finishing that. And it really is something I like to do a lot.
So you went that route instead of the supplement route, which I think a lot of folks who also have that conversation go, where they end up in some kind of isogenics thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I've actually had this conversation with a few people myself saying, I want to switch my career, blah, blah, blah. And then I find out that they end up going towards isogenics, or maybe they'll go to a different training program that isn't necessarily a registered dietitian, because registered dietitians are the experts in nutrition. We go to school for 4 years and earn a bachelor's degree. Then we have to do 1,200 supervised practice hours and then take a registration exam and then maintain continuing education credits. So sometimes you'll hear the word nutritionist thrown around, which, yes, I am a nutritionist. However, it should be known that people in the state of New Jersey can call themselves a nutritionist as long as they've taken a class that is focused on nutrition.
Right.
So, educating yourself if you're looking for nutrition advice or you're looking to go get some counseling is really important, because you don't want to end up with somebody who maybe, just took one class and is giving you all this advice and it's not working, and now you're, a few $100s out of your pocket. If you go to a registered dietitian, we have that experience, and that we're going to meet those minimum standards.
Right. Well, so let me ask you this. In your house right now, and I'm not trying to get too personal because I'm not coming over, but in your house right now, are there any full fat foods? Is everything going to be something from Whole Foods that's going to be some super healthy snack, or are we really doing everything in moderation?
I really preach that everything in moderation thing. I live with someone who is my boyfriend, who's a former Marine. So, he loves his bacon and he loves making his barbecue. So I will tell you right now, I have some really delicious bacon in my freezer. We also have tortilla chips. Yes, they're whole grain and we eat them in moderation, but all foods fit. So I'm not going to sit here and say, no, I don't have any full-fat foods, but, we do. We just eat them in smaller quantities instead of having my hand in the bag of potato chips all day.
Wait, so you must have been in my house when I'm home then. Okay, because I heard hand in the bag of potato chips. No, I'm joking. I eat Quakes. Okay, so when we come back, because we have a break, I would like to know what kind of healthy snacks you would recommend. right? Because I know we
Okay.
can't just eat bacon all day. I mean, I've been told.
Yeah.
And then we got to talk about omega-3s and omega-6s, because all I know is omega-6s must be twice as good as omega-3s. So we're with Caity Liptak, registered dietitian, Ocean Medical Center. We'll be right back after this.
Get more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin at our website, WOBMAM.com. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
All right, we are back with Caity Liptak, registered dietitian, Ocean Medical Center, and now Caity is going to drop some knowledge on us about healthy snacks. So what do you recommend besides bacon?
Bacon in moderation.
Oh,
is
okay,
the
in
key.
moderation. Got it.
So for snacks, when we eat snacks, we should be focusing on what can I eat that's going to give me the most bang for my buck? What's going to help me feel full longer? What's going to give me the nutrition that I'm actually looking for instead of empty calories? We hear that phrase all the time. So different things that I usually recommend are going to be pairing a protein, which could be nuts, a lean meat, it's found in some dairy, and a carbohydrate. So those are things like, cereals, breads, snack foods, like Chex Mix, things like that. They're going to have a lot of carbohydrates in it. When you pair those two things together, it actually digests a little bit slower and will keep you feeling full longer. So those 3 snacks a day I was talking about should comprise of the protein and the carbohydrates. For example, fruit counts as a carbohydrate, so we can include that, and then we can always do my favorite protein in moderation, but peanut butter on an apple. That's a good option. You can always do some dried fruit and nuts, but like I keep saying, moderation, because that dried fruit is going to be calorie packed. So you want to check the serving size on the package and make sure that you're not going crazy and making like half a cup of raisins with your fruit.
Right.
Low-fat cheeses can be an excellent snack. So you can probably find a string cheese in my lunchbox on occasion. I'll have that, and maybe with some fruit, because the string cheese is going to have a little bit of carbohydrate in it as well as protein. And then, hummus with some vegetables, that's always a good option too, because hummus is made from chickpeas, which are carbohydrate and also have protein in them as well.
Cool. So I told you what kind of lunchbox I have. What kind of lunchbox do you have?
It's a Vera Bradley, naturally.
Oh, come on. That's so like, all right, whatever. I thought it was going to be like whimsical and fun, but it's a Vera, okay, whatever. All right, that's fine. My wife, who's like turned into, she's become very much a fitness and diet fan. She's a registered nurse herself. And she's like, she runs and she does all this. And I see her like popping Cheerios all day long. She eats more Cheerios now than any of my 3 kids ever ate as small babies. So is that like a good snack? Am I okay, or should I correct that behavior?
I like that she's choosing Cheerios because they are a whole grain. So when you're looking at different carbohydrates, you do want to choose things that are whole grain. So you can figure out that by, sometimes they write it all over the package, but that could be fooling you a little bit. You want to check the ingredients. It should be made with whole grain flour or contains whole grains. So if she wants the Cheerios, that's great. But I would like to see her eat a little bit of protein with that, and it'll make her probably cut back on the portion of Cheerios she's eating and also feel full longer.
Yeah, there's usually like a Shabani yogurt somewhere in there, and I don't know. I can't keep up. It's very...
And that's perfect.
Yeah, she's got it. All right, good. I just needed that. I was hoping that I'd have some kind of ammunition to go back with, but now you just basically endorsed. Thanks, Caity. All right, so omega-3s and omega-6s, what is that all about? I hear a lot about it, but I have no clue.
Okay, so to keep it from getting too technical and scientific, these are both heart-healthy fats. Your body can't make omega-3s and omega-6s, and that's why you hear a lot about us actually eating them. So, they both work to help reduce inflammation. They make up membranes, nerves, and muscles in our bodies, and they're shown to also protect against heart disease. Now, I want to caution with this type of information as well, because we'll always hear people on the television saying things like, oh, if you take this cranberry juice pill, it can make you like younger by 30 years. But you don't know what the exact quantity is in those things. So I'm going to recommend, if you want to start including omega-3s and omega-6 supplementation into your diet, speak with your physician, and they can give you a recommendation for the dosage you should be taking. You can get them in different foods, though. So omega-3s are found in fish, and actually the American Heart Association recommends 2 servings of 6 ounces each of fish per week.
Gotcha.
So tuna, salmon, those are great. And then if you're not a fish person like me, you can also get it from flaxseed and walnuts.
All right. So listen, when we come back, because we're up against the break, you have to help me, because now we're getting to the hard part of the year, like where there's like barbecues and all this other stuff going on. So I need some help with summer eating, and I need some help with what I'm supposed to do when I look over a menu. Can you help us with that when we get back?
Of course.
And Caity, you know that we give you the magic wand and we ask you to do something and change something in the world. Are you ready for that too?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool. Caity Liptak, registered dietitian, Ocean Medical Center. Be right back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin after this.
The news is next. Live from the WOBM Newsroom, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River. It's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, 6:31, Wednesday, April 27th, 47 degrees, getting up to 55 today. So, chilly. We are here with Caity Liptak, registered dietitian, Ocean Medical Center. Caity, I have to say, though, you said you're not a seafood person. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But you're like a total beach person, right? I mean, you're like a shore girl, like that. How can you not be a seafood person?
I don't know. I've just started eating shrimp, so I guess that's the gateway seafood food.
I did hear that shrimp is actually the gateway food into starting to eat seafood. So congratulations on breaking down that wall. So when you're going out, when we're eating this summer, right? There's like a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. So what are your thoughts on some of the summer seasonal foods? What should we eat more of, and what should we avoid?
Great. So things that are going to be in season now in the spring and coming into the summer, it's going to be a lot of the things you could grow in your garden, of course. So Jersey tomatoes all the way, corn, cucumbers, pineapples going to be in season in the spring, apples, bananas, really just an assortment. The weather's getting so nice that we're really fortunate to have access to a lot of these foods in our grocery stores.
Okay, so and so you endorse these foods. You're like, let's eat those. So pineapple's good?
Yeah, fruits and vegetables are they should be a staple in your diet. They're going to be giving you fiber. They give you vitamins and minerals. I always say, let's try to eat the rainbow, because the things that are different colors that we include in our diet, they actually have different components in them that we should be getting in our diets that are going to contribute to our overall health. So, for example, things that are red have lycopene in them, and, that's something excellent to add into our diet.
Cool. Okay, so let's talk about, because now also in the summer we're going to be eating out a lot, right? Because there's always people hanging out outdoors, maybe having an adult beverage, and we're not going to talk about those calories because that's just only going to hurt my feelings. But what should I do when I'm looking over a menu? What should I look for? What do you recommend?
So when you're going out to dinner, the things that are going to sound the most delicious on the menu, like your creamy, cheesy soup, it's going to be something you might want to stay away from. If it's something you want to indulge in once in a while, like maybe once every few months, I'm okay with that. However, those key words that you should be trying to avoid, so creamy is one of them, fried, breaded, blackened, Alfredo, colossal, rich, au gratin, those types of things, they're all really delicious, but those are not going to be the best choice for you. You want to look for things that are going to be not as complex. So if you're going to order like a chicken pot pie, you're like, okay, I totally know what's in that. Peas, carrots, chicken. It's going to be topped with this delicious buttery bread. Well, that's not going to be your best option because they could also be putting tons of salt in there. You don't know how they made the base for the chicken pot pie. So going with like a meat, a starch, and then a vegetable is going to be the best choice and the easiest for you to control.
So did you just say to me that if it looks really delicious and outstanding, I pretty much should avoid it?
Yeah, in moderation.
So I have to. So if I see something that I'm like, yeah, that's just gonna suck, I should go ahead and order that because that'll be probably more healthy for me.
Now listen, I love food. And people know that they like come to me for the recommendations of where to go out to dinner.
Right.
So I'm all for that. And I'm also realistic about it. If you're going to go to a restaurant and you're going to have like, I'm really craving potatoes au gratin, that's what I'm going to have. So maybe you have that. But then the rest of the meal, you're going to say, okay, I want some steamed broccoli or a side salad instead. And can I get some grilled chicken? Or maybe I'll choose like something like that.
All right. You did teach me something, though. I didn't realize that blackened wasn't good for you. I thought that that was just like some kind of seasoning.
Yeah, it actually has a lot of sodium in it, the seasoning does. And then sometimes when restaurants blacken it, they use butter or they'll use like a high-fat oil to get that nice crispy edge on it.
Oh, who knew?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So give us a word on supplements. What do you think?
So supplements get very tricky. I get questions a lot about what should I be eating, what should I be taking? And, I don't know what kind of medications people are on. I'm not sure what their past medical history looks like. And these supplements, some of them can be pretty dangerous with certain medications or disease states. So if you're interested in taking, like I mentioned, the omega-3 and the omega-6, or maybe you want to start including flaxseed oil in your diet, just double check with your physician. That way you know that it's safe for you. And then if you really want some recommendations on specific supplements, ask a registered dietitian to help you decode a label because sometimes our supplements aren't what we truly think we're getting, and we could just be paying for expensive pee.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna give you the magic wand. It's time, Caity. What are you doing with it? What are you changing in the world?
I really would advocate for a way to make it super easy and simple to eat healthy. There's so many things out there that are tempting and make it difficult for us to make the best healthy choice. And I just wish things like French fries were really good for us, and that way we wouldn't have to worry about all of these things.
Right.
So that's what I would do.
Now I'm smelling what you're stepping in because that's what I want too. I just want all of those creamy, delicious foods that I really super like. I want them to be good for me. And I
know, me too.
Yeah, but it's probably not going to happen. Oh, well. All right. So, Caity, where can if I wanted to learn more or if I wanted to get in touch with you or if I wanted to if I needed help with my diet, which these aren't ifs, by the way. These are totally all for real. But where would I go? What would I do? How can you help?
So eatright.org is actually the website of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. There's a lot of resources on there. Then you can also ask your physician for recommendations for local registered dietitians. Some of them work in hospitals, but a lot of them actually work in private practice. Like I said, just look for that registered dietitian title. And then if you want to contact me, I can give you my contact information and they can get in touch with you and you can give it out if you'd like.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Caity Liptak, registered dietitian, Ocean Medical Center. So you spend, real quick, just so we're clear, because working at Ocean Medical, how do you kind of fit into that whole process?
So as a dietitian in an acute care setting in a hospital, we conduct nutrition assessments. So sometimes when you think of dietitians, you're thinking, oh, they're just helping people lose weight. We actually assess our patients for nutrition risk, and then we can create interventions. For example, we might give them an oral supplement, or we might include a high-protein food on each meal, and just provide education to our patients as well to help reduce, their disease flare-ups or whatever it might be that they're admitted to the hospital for.
Right, because really. And we didn't really touch on it that much, but, if someone is living with a disease like diabetes or heart disease, diet definitely plays a large role in controlling that, right?
Absolutely. And there's a big push right now for preventative care for all these different chronic diseases, and nutrition is a huge part of that. And a lot of times the disease actually stems from poor choices, or, maybe your body can't handle things a certain way related to nutrition in the past.
Yeah. God knows I've been suffering very badly recently with gout. And I know that that's all diet and maybe adult beverage related a little bit. So, but we're not talking about that now. Caity Liptak, registered dietitian, Ocean Medical Center. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning and teaching us all something about eating less delicious foods.
You're welcome.
All right, have a great day. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. We'll be back with more right after this.